Our spider sense is tingling. Or are we calling it a Peter tingle now? Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the things you missed in Spider-Man Far From Home. For this list, we're taking a look at little Easter eggs and comic book references that might have evaded you in Spidey's latest MCU adventure. While we will refrain from revealing any major spoilers, we will be touching upon a few key plot points, so proceed with some caution. Number 10, Ben Parker.
Peter. Over here, Uncle Ben. Peter.
Although he's been alluded to in past films, Peter's Uncle Ben remains an enigmatic figure in the MCU. While we know that he's dead, it's still unclear how exactly he left Aunt May a widow. We're guessing that Ben got sidelined to put more emphasis on the father-son dynamic between Tony and Peter, especially considering Iron Man's fate in Avengers Endgame. Even if Ben isn't mentioned by name, his presence can still be felt through this small detail. Getting ready for his class trip, Peter locks up his suitcase, which has the initials BFP, as in Benjamin Franklin Parker.
Pack your suit. I just want to go on my trip with my friends. Europe doesn't really need a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Peter decides against packing his suit. But if Ben were there, we like to think he would have reminded Peter that with great power comes great responsibility.
Your friends are in trouble? What are you gonna do about it?
Number 9, Zombie Iron Man. As Mysterio demonstrates his powers of illusion, Peter finds himself looking at Tony Stark's grave. As if that's not daunting enough, a zombie Iron Man emerges from the soil and jumps out at Peter. While this could just be a cool visual, Tony's design might be a reference to the Marvel Zombie series, written by Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman. This series centers on undead versions of various Marvel characters, including Iron Man and Spider-Man. We're not expecting a zombie outbreak to hit the MCU anytime soon, but we are definitely dressing up as Zombie Tony for next Halloween. Number 8, Betty and Ned. Although we all knew Peter and MJ were inevitable, Ned Leeds' romance with Betty Brant might have caught some viewers off guard, especially since they fall in love after one plane ride.
What are you gonna do? I left my suit in the hotel room. Why? Because I'm on vacation, Ned. Everyone's gonna see my face. Just get them out of here. Go!
In true summer love fashion, Ned and Betty are joined at the hip throughout the trip, but mutually decide to break up upon landing back in the States. This isn't necessarily the end of their courtship, however. In the comics, Betty starts dating Ned after a brief relationship with Peter. While they take something of a break when Ned heads off to Europe, it isn't long until he returns and pops the question to Betty. The two get hitched and have their honeymoon in Paris, but their marriage is ultimately cut short by Ned's death. Number 7, MJ's Joan of Arc shirt. At the 2018 Met Gala, Zendaya dominated the red carpet in a stunning metallic gown. For the night's theme of heavenly bodies, fashion, and the Catholic imagination, Zendaya channeled her inner Joan of Arc. MJ doesn't don any armor in Far From Home, but she does arm herself with a medieval mace that Joan would have felt comfortable wielding on the battlefield. Even more noteworthy, MJ can be seen wearing a Joan of Arc t-shirt during the film's post-credit scene. We can see why MJ would idolize Joan, seeing as how she was a brave, independent woman who met a tragic end. While this wardrobe choice ties into MJ's personality, it's also a clear nod to the actress portraying her.
You look really pretty.
Therefore, I have value.
No, that's not right.
I'm messing with you. You look pretty too.
Number 6, the Mysterio Leak.
There's a part of me that wants me to tell you, just turn around, run away from all this, and then there's another part of me that knows what we're about to fight, what's at stake. And I'm glad you're here.
Just when it seems like all loose ends have been tied up, a doctored video is leaked to the public that changes everything. After taking a moment to let the scene sink in, the audience may find themselves asking, who released and tampered with this footage? This question was actually answered in a previous scene that may have flown under the radar for many viewers. Following the climactic battle, we briefly cut to William Ginter Riva, Obadiah Stane's old lackey who failed to replicate the arc reactor in the original Iron Man.
It's impossible. Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
In Far From Home, William is last seen removing a flash drive from a computer that contains the doctored video. What appears inconsequential at first is actually setting the stage for the future of Spider-Man and the MCU.
You don't want any part of this.
Number 5, Earth 833.
We could have used someone like you on my world.
Your world, Beck, is from Earth, just not ours.
Introducing himself to Peter, Quentin Beck says that he's from Earth 833, one of the countless realities that make up the multiverse. In the comics, this reality is the home of Spider UK, also known as Billy Braddock. When Braddock tries to return to his homeworld following a stint with the Spider Army, he's shocked to learn that it's been destroyed by colliding with another universe, otherwise known as an incursion. This makes Braddock the sole survivor of Earth 833. Like Braddock, Beck also claims that his world was destroyed, albeit by the elementals and not by an incursion.
They first materialized on my Earth many years ago. I was part of the last battalion left trying to stop them. All we did was delay the inevitable.
Number 4. Earth 616.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
We have a job to do, and you're coming with us.
During their talk about the multiverse, Peter's world is designated Earth 616, at least according to Beck. For those who aren't familiar with the comics, Earth 616 is the prime Marvel universe where the established continuity takes place. This information led some fans to believe that the MCU may follow a similar route, with Earth 616 serving as the main hub for all Marvel movies. Perhaps this would even open the door for characters like Venom and Deadpool to cross over from other realities. Of course, as Mysterio's intentions become clearer, everything we thought we knew about this quote-unquote multiverse is thrown out the window.
Fury asked me to come up here and see how you were doing. He felt bad about snapping at you.
Really?
You guys do have sarcasm on this Earth, right?
Number 3. MJ's father. They may have some initials in common, but Michelle Jones and Mary Jane Watson are otherwise very different characters. One's the classic girl next door who has no problem blending in with the popular crowd, while the other is a sarcastic loner who relishes in antisocial behavior.
You guys are losers.
But then why do you sit with us?
Because I don't have any friends.
For all their differences though, it sounds like both MJs have similar home lives. As Peter uses Edith to take a peek at MJ's text messages, it reads that she hasn't heard from her father in a while. In many incarnations, Mary Jane's father is a deadbeat who's never there for his daughter. Even if Far From Home doesn't go into great detail, MJ apparently doesn't have the best relationship with her dad either.
Were you listening to that?
No. Well, I heard, but I was just taking out the trash.
Number 2. Back in Black.
Everywhere I go, I see his face. I just really miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too.
Throughout Far From Home, Peter is continually pressured to become the next Iron Man. Although nobody can fill Tony's armor, Peter is motivated to accept his responsibilities following a pep talk from Happy. Peter gets to work on a new Spider-Man suit, looking a lot like Tony when he first developed the Iron Man armor.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs.
Happy, meanwhile, sets the mood by playing AC/DC's Back in Black, a fitting musical selection since Peter is back in action and his new ensemble mixes red with black. Most significantly, this is the same song that opened up the original Iron Man, serving as a passing of the torch between Tony and Peter.
I feel like you're gonna pull over and snuff me. What, you're not allowed to talk? Hey, Forrest.
We can talk, sir.
Oh, I see, so it's personal?
No, you intimidate them.
Not quite at the end yet. Almost there though. Just be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Alright, back to business. Number 1, is Cap dead? The film commences with an in memoriam segment for all the heroes who gave their lives in Infinity War and Endgame. Tony Stark, Natasha Romanoff, and Vision are all naturally featured, but why did Steve Rogers make the cut? Although Rogers survived the battle for Earth, he did make an extended pit stop while fixing up the timeline. Sharing the best years of his life with Peggy Carter, Rogers resurfaces in the present day as an elderly man. Given his old age, it is possible that Rogers died between the events of Endgame and Far From Home. The more likely explanation, though, is that the Avengers let the world think Rogers died in battle so that he can live out whatever time he has left in peace.
A symbol to the nation, a hero to the world.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.